While visiting relatives back in Arkansas this year, I spent a few days with my brother's family in Mountain Home. He was showing me around the homestead. We came across his tractors. His larger tractor had a front bucket and saw the most use. His smaller tractor, a 1973 Ford 2000, saw a lot of use when he initially picked it up, but after acquiring his larger tractor, the 2000 saw little use. When he offered the little 2000 to me, I was blown away by the kind offer. It was too good to pass up, even with a 3,000-mile round trip to pick it up from Arkansas and deliver it back to Arizona. So I told my brother I'd be back in a month or so to pick it up. Spent the next month getting my trailer ready to haul the little Ford back home. I installed a brake controller, replaced the tail lights, and collected the necessary chains and binders to secure the tractor to the trailer. Then I packed it all up and headed back to Arkansas. Upon arrival, we did a quick walk around for the tractor, with my brother explaining where the major components were and how to operate it. Starting in the front right side, we can see that it has a block heater plug in the radiator hose. Roger said that he had never had to use it, and it hadn't gotten that cold in where he was. The two fuel filters are hanging to the left of the radiator hose. Moving further back, the brakes are normally latched together with a pin. If you anticipate making sharp turns, you can unlatch the brakes and operate them separately. By locking up one side, you can turn very sharply to that side. The emergency or parking brake lever can be seen just to the left of the brakes in this photo. You hold down the brakes, then lift and turn the emergency brake handle to lock them in position. To release them, you lift and turn the handle back to its recessed position, then press and release the brakes. The transmission is a 4x2 arrangement, which means it has 8 forward gears and 2 reverse gears. The handle on the operator's right selects high or low range, with neutral in between. The handle on the operator's left selects gears 1 through 4, neutral or reverse. The PTO lever is on the driver's left side below the seat. Push in the clutch, pull back the PTO lever to engage the PTO. The clutch controls both the transmission and the PTO. Push down partway to remove drive to the wheels. Push down all the way to remove drive to the PTO. This allows you to stop the tractor without disengaging the PTO. That's good for clearing grass from your bush hog, for instance. The hydraulic pump and the oil filter are on the driver's left side of the engine. The alternator and starter have been recently replaced. The alternator is on the driver's left side, toward the front of the engine, while the starter is on the driver's right side, toward the rear of the engine. As an added bonus, Roger threw in an old blade that you see here. This thing has got to be nearly 100 years old, but still works great for my purposes. After the 1,500-mile trip back to Arizona, my first task was to clean up some of the rough spots in our half-mile-long driveway. The drive is really just a 2-track path that we always followed from the road to our little house up the hill. It had never been graded and had many bumps and holes that made for a very rough trip. Here you can see a couple of before pictures of the state of the drive. And here you can see what a single pass down the drive and back up did for us. It's now much more comfortable to drive on. The next task was to clear a spot to park the trailer and tractor. The spot I chose had a bunch of prickly pear cactus in the way, so I decided to use the blade to scrape them out of the way. Here's a rather poor video of my work at that. I didn't have a camera mount of any kind with me, so I just set the cell phone up on a rock on top of some leftover construction materials. Didn't make for a very good shot, but it's all I had at this point. So after clearing the parking spot, you can see the improved conditions. It's not bad for 15 minutes of work. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video.